illegal to have cannabis. And so any of us are in jeopardy of going to jail. We're in jeopardy of losing our business, even if we have licenses, even if we're card holders. And Malinda's an example of this. So I'm going to read what happened to Malinda. So Malinda, on September 24th, was in her home, and her home was violated and raided by several state agents. And I want you to keep in mind, she is here, she has a OMMA card, and all of her businesses are licensed. She has done nothing illegal, okay? I was served with a search warrant related to a business application I had applied for on behalf of my clients. The search warrant was for things related to the business application for a commercial grower that I applied for. During the search, my medical cannabis that was stored in my closet was found and seized by the agent. I was not placed under arrest at that time. On December 30th, I apologize, right before New Year's, the agents returned to my house with a felony arrest warrant. I was being charged with 3 felony possessions of a CD with the intent, which is a controlled substance, with the intent to distribute, maintaining and storing and housing a controlled substance, and cultivating, for which I have a license for. At that time, the search warrant was served. I was not home at the time, but my children were. I was back in Kansas City visiting my family. I returned to Oklahoma, where I turned myself in, and I was placed under arrest. My bond was set for $50,000. This is a woman whose bond was set for $50,000. That's more than a rapist. That's more than a child molester. That's more than someone who has committed murder at some times. So this is someone here that is here today who has all of her licenses, who was arrested, and her bond was set for $50,000. I had to post the bond and spend the money that I truly did not have. I could not afford to sit in jail and let my kids take care of themselves. A little backstory. Earlier this year, Malinda lost her husband and a kid. I believe it was a kidney transplant? A kidney transplant. She was a mother of 7. Okay, so now she doesn't have a husband, and she is placed under arrest and being charged with 3 felonies for a plant that she has licenses for. So I posted bond, and the new court date was set. My January 18th court date, I got a continuance until February 1st. I appeared in court with my attorney, all to find out the state was filing new charges against me, and my clients were now considered co-defendants. This has truly turned into a nightmare for my family. I am a single mom. They lost their father back in May from a kidney transplant, so all of their support has to come from me. What has happened to me, it's wrong. It was very malicious, and it has put a financial burden on my family and my business. But we're talking about my life, my reputation here. A little backstory further than that. Malinda has sat out for many, many hours getting people to sign a petition so that we could have legal cannabis. She was out there on the corner getting everyone to sign a petition for 788 so that we can have cannabis. She has been fighting for this plant, and now she is being arrested for it. And also, just to add a little note in there, she also is a pillar in her community of Muskogee. People look to her. So when she's being arrested, because the stigma of cannabis is so bad, so now she's being arrested and looking like she's a criminal when she has done absolutely nothing wrong. My biggest dilemma is asking for help, but I am up against it. I can't do it alone, although I will, and you are not alone. Malinda, raise your hand so everyone knows who I'm talking about. I will. I just don't know the outcome. I am drowning in legal fees to the courts, my attorney, and bondsmen who are all in need at this time. The nature of the charges are very serious and can alter my life forever. I can't be wrongly persecuted for something I didn't do. I need to raise $20,000 just to cover all of my legal fees, court costs, attorney, bondsman, and possibly if I have to go to trial. It's a lot to ask for somebody. I know. Imagine being the one having to come up with the money that no matter what, the money I worked hard for has already been tapped in. I'm asking for help from all of those who can offer any monetary support. And those who can't, I have not set up a GoFundMe because this isn't the right situation, and a GoFundMe takes time and percentages. If you would be able to share my CashApp information, and once I get with, I will share my CashApp information, and so once I get a GoFundMe, I would really appreciate everyone to support anything. If it could be $5, $20, $50, because this could be any of us going through this right now. This is how serious the war on drugs is. This is how serious it is over a plant that saves lives. How many people are here because cannabis has saved or helped their life in some way? So with that, I'm going to give the floor over to Malinda, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her business also and what she does and how she's been working. So Malinda, will you come up here, please? Oh, and I also want to say that it is very racist what they're doing to her, because I'm going to tell you right now, the difference between us is this wouldn't be happening to me. I don't have to worry about these types of things. I have gotten so many passes in my lifetime regarding cannabis. And I am so proud of this woman right here for everything she's done for our community and for standing strong and being able to stand up here today to tell her story. Thank you for being here.
I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to me. Once again, my name is Malinda Haliburton. I'm the owner and operator of Sativa Diva Consulting, which is located in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Part of what my business does is help patients and potential business owners get licensed in this state. And that's kind of what brought me here, and my life truly got turned upside down back in September. Like Gina was saying, my house was raided by OBNDD and several state agents. My children were in handcuffs. They were set on the curb like trash. I wasn't even placed under handcuffs at the time, but they did have my kids. My grandbabies had guns pulled on them. They removed them out of the home. My daughter had just got my grandbaby ready for school, and so she didn't have any clothes on. So it's been traumatizing for them to see me go through what I have experienced here. Like I said, back in May, I did lose my husband to a kidney transplant. I am the mother of 7 kids and also 3 grandbabies. Fighting for cannabis is part of who I am. It's truly my lifestyle. It saved my life years before I even moved to Oklahoma. The fight for cannabis for me was never, ever about myself. It was about everyone else. I had already decided in my mind that I was going to use cannabis whether the state of Oklahoma legalized it or not, because it was a life-saving agent for me, and my life was important for me and the kids I had to take care of. But I came across so many other people that was willing to die before they consumed cannabis, because it is illegal. It is federally illegal, and that is the biggest problem that we are faced here now, is with the federal government. It doesn't matter what the state says. It doesn't matter how much money we give the state. We have no protection whatsoever. The state will continue to receive all of the money, and we will still have patients suffering, business owners suffering, because, like I said, you can run your business legit, dot all the I's, cross all the T's, And if the federal government want to come in and shut you down after risking everything you have, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're doing in my life. It's hard because I have to fight. And with fighting, you just can't fight with your words. They want your money. They want everything from you. I went to court on February 1st to, thank God I had my attorney present because they were filing another charge against me, which was conspiracy to cultivate. How did you conspire to cultivate with licensing? It's not just a patient card. I have business license for a commercial grow that I also run, but yet I still have to fight. I said amongst 27 people on January 3rd. Half of them were violent offenders, child molesters, lewd molestation, assault on a police officer. Their bonds were set at $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. My bond was set for $50,000 for a plant that has literally saved, I know for a fact, 379,000 people in this state's life because I have registered over 70,000 people here in this state. And I will continue to do so because that's my passion, that's what I believe. I believe in the plant, I will stand for the plant, I will fight for the plant. I'm gonna fight for my life because my life is in their hands right now. It's a scary place to be in because you don't know which way to go. It's very political, it's very racially motivated because of who my clients are. They're also minorities, they're Hispanics, and so it's just an ugly world for us right now when all we wanted to do was bring legal cannabis to patients that we serve. We wanted to be able to take care of as many people as we could. If I could plant a seed in everybody's ground today and just do it, that's what I want to do. I don't believe that we should have this battle. We shouldn't be continuing to fight when this state is making millions of dollars off of us. Every person that has a card in this state is literally paying the state to commit a federal offense. Every time you apply for your business license, every time you apply for your medical card, you're just giving the state money to violate a federal offense, and it's very dangerous. The fight for 788 for me, like I said, was for everyone else, but I knew that fight was just the beginning because I see so many people now that are suffering behind 788 being legal. Our card is not our protection. I seen that even when I got arrested, I went to jail, being threatened that I can be charged with coming under the influence or even smelling like marijuana, even with the card. And their first thing is to tell you that it's a federal crime. Well, then why are we out here advocating for people to commit federal crimes? Because that's what we're doing. Each time you get your card, you're at risk. And so another part of my business is educating, advocating. Let people be aware of the community and the places that you're in. The laws are still very new here. Municipalities don't understand. I have a live video that is actually out there of the raid that happened. Even at that day, I was educating the officers on what the law is. They were scrambling, trying to figure out which way to go, and here I stood telling you what the law. It shouldn't be me telling you what the law is and you law enforcement. It's because we got to continue to advocate, and we got to stay aware, and we got to be concerned about other people than ourselves. I know for me, I'm concerned about everybody I come in contact with, especially when it comes to this plant. I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to me. My story, like I said, is on Facebook. Like, my name is Malinda Haliburton. I do have a business page, which is Sativa Diva Consulting. I share a lot of what happened with me, pretty much everything that has to do with my advocating, me growing, everything is pretty much that. I mean, this is my life and my lifestyle. So just wanted to thank everyone and thank Gina for giving me the opportunity to share my story here. And I'm just grateful and thankful to you, Gina. I really appreciate it.
Malinda.
Can you also share her CashApp real quick?
Yes, I can definitely do that. Malinda, these are for you. Happy Galentine's Day.
which is my name, just like Malinda Haliburton.
Malinda Haliburton.
Yes,
With the money sign. And I will share this too. If you follow us on social media, I'll get that information out too, so you can, share her Cash App. Also, her story. It's very important that we make people aware, because this could be any of us. It's a federal crime. In 2016, I went to a women's summit called Women Grow. And that's what inspired me to start Women in Weed. And in 2016, I heard from women all over the United States who were going through the same thing. Their places of businesses were being raided, even though they were, legal in their state. And then the officers are like, oh, our bad. And they're left picking up the pieces, going to jail, getting arrested. This is, just because we have a medical program here does not mean that we're safe. And we all need to keep that in mind. And that's why it's important to break the stigma. And that's why these events are so important, in gathering together and letting people know that we are functioning members of society. We are great members of society who use a plant to medicate. So thank you guys for following along with that. Thank you, Malinda, for being brave and sharing your story.